Emily and Jeff, how did things go with your practice assignment this week?
I spent all of this time working on mine. I took time out of my day. I've been busy. And Jeff hasn't done anything. All he does, he goes out with his friends. He just drinks. He's just
That's not all that I. That's not all that I do.
all the time.
No, it's
That's
not.
all you do.
No, it's
all
not.
So I'm
you
gonna
ever do.
so I'm gonna stop you two right there. I'm glad you're bringing up this issue. So this is really important for us to talk about, how things are going with finishing your practice assignments. But I want to make sure that we talk about this kind of in a way that's, productive, where you're able to hear each other, like we talked about earlier in group. So what I'm going to ask you to do, Emily, I'm going to ask you in your kind of kindest, softest words to let Jeff know how you're feeling about this. Let him know how you feel. And Jeff, I'm going to ask you to try practicing the paraphrasing that we talked about and repeat back what Emily said, but putting it into your own words. Okay. So go ahead, and if you two could look at each other while you talk, that'd be great.
Jeff, I feel like you're not trying at all. You're just completely wasting my time. You're not putting anything into this relationship, and I just feel like it's not worth my time either. You're just drinking all the time.
Okay, so what I heard is that you don't think that I'm putting in effort at all.
Not at all.
But do you
You're not doing
see
anything.
where I am? I'm sitting here in this therapy that you asked me to do. I'm sitting here working on a relationship. Just because
This is the only time all week that you come and try at all.
Okay, so that was good. That was good. So you're letting each other know how you feel, but I want you to try to practice a little bit more, right? To let him know how you feel. And Jeff, try to respond in a way where you're really showing that you're listening and trying to understand where she's coming from. So can we try that one more time?
Just that part?
Yeah.
Okay. I just feel like you're not putting any effort into our relationship, into making this work. I spend all this time on it, and you're just going out drinking, and you're just spending time with your friends, and you never even ask me how my day is or anything. It's just a waste of my time at this point.
Okay, so you think that I don't put in effort to this relationship
Not
at all, and the
No.
only thing that I do is go out and drink with my friends. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's it. That's all I see.
I don't think that's true at all. But I don't know, that's what she thinks.
So you don't agree with what Emily's saying, her interpretation of it?
No.
Okay, do you want to let her know how you feel about it and kind of switch roles where Emily, you try to paraphrase what he's saying?
Okay.
Yeah. I completely agreed to come to this therapy and to try this. Our relationship has been hard recently. Like, we're very distant. We're not communicating well. And I actually enjoy hanging out with my friends, and those are things that I like to do. So I'm going to take the time to do that. And just like hanging out with you just hasn't been as much fun recently. So that's why I've been doing that.
So you're saying that basically our relationship's been hard and you aren't enjoying it, so you're spending time with your friends and doing things that are more enjoyable for you right now.
Yes. And you asked me to come to this therapy, and that's why I'm here.
So let me bring this to the group. I'm wondering what others think. Well, hearing Jeff and Emily talk about this, can anybody relate to that, or does anybody have any thoughts about this?
Well, I'm wondering if maybe you guys took the time to do the homework together. That way you'd be spending some more time together. How does that sound?
It's Jeff. He's the one not doing the homework.
I would do that. I think it would be nice for us to have an allotted time to work on the homework and discuss what has been happening in here.
So that sounds like a great suggestion. And Jeff, it sounds like you're open to that.
Yeah.
So a little while ago, it sounded like when Emily was, asking you to participate more in doing the practice assignments, to filling that out. It sounded like you were saying, well, you come to the group for her, but that was enough, right? That was the feeling I was getting from what you were saying. Would you say is that how you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, the group idea was her suggestion, and I decided to go along with it. I thought that we could have continued to do what we were doing, but she decided to suggest the group, so I felt it may be a benefit.
Okay. All right. Well, I think this is a good conversation to have, and I really want to make sure that you're on board with the program. We talked about at the beginning of the group that all couples really need to put their best foot forward. Doing the practice assignments are really helpful for getting something out of the group, right? That just kind of showing up isn't going to really be enough to fix some of these issues that you two have been talking about. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page and that you're really prepared to work on this, to do the practice assignments, and set that time aside. Like you said, sounds like a great solution. I just want to make sure you're really on board with that.
Yeah, I am. This is difficult. This is the first time we've ever done anything like this. Like we're airing out our problems to strangers who we just met. That's hard. But I'm willing to try it because I don't want the relationship to end. That's my main goal here, and I think that's your main goal too.
Well, great job, guys. And I know this isn't easy for you to talk about. I really appreciate you being open and putting yourselves out there and having these difficult conversations, because this is the way that we make things better, is to talk about this tough stuff. So I appreciate you being open and honest and doing the paraphrasing and really kind of recommitting to making sure you're going to be on board with the program and pulling out all the stops to improving your relationship.